I want to get your reaction to what happened to Nigel Farage today. Let's have a look at Nigel, see what he said.
I will not surrender to the mob. I will not stop campaigning. This democratic process must continue.
Well, bold words from very brave Nigel Farage there, but this is the second missile to be aimed at a campaigning political candidate in a week. Last week, somebody chucked a banana milkshake at them. This time it was lumps of wet concrete. What I've been saying, Alan, is, you know, I'm not necessarily somebody who says throw the book at everyone, lock them away forever, but we've got to stamp down on this very hard, otherwise it will become a fashion. I suggest that you get caught throwing missiles at a campaigning politician campaigning for the general election, you go to jail.
Absolutely. The idea that we, people laugh off milkshakes. We know that a comedian, Joe Brand, sort of joked during Brexit that people should throw battery acid. Nigel Farage, whether you love what he says or despise it, we have a duty to engage in those ideas and discuss them with our fellow citizens. The idea that we start hurling rocks or have physical attacks is really terrifying. We've seen, Kevin, in France, that people that voted democratically are having their bars smashed in, their physical places and themselves attacked by people who are allegedly anti-fascist. That is the behaviour of fascists. We can't allow that to happen here. Together, we said we wanted free speech for everyone. We didn't want to be locked down. That absolutely goes for candidates and all of us. We have a duty to do it. And we'll stand shoulder to shoulder with Nigel Farage and anybody else in the UK who wants to have their free speech and debate it with fellow citizens. We can be offended, we can be upset, but we've got to robustly discuss it. We're free, and we have the legacy of our forefathers who fought for that freedom. We're not going to have it shut down by nihilists and people who would bully us. It's unacceptable.
Well said, Alan. Let's quickly move on. We haven't got too much time left, but this is our favourite topic, nanny statism. Labour plan to ban energy drinks for the under-16s. You won't be able to sell high caffeine, sugar-packed energy drinks to kids under 16. Now, I don't think you should encourage kids like that to drink those kind of drinks, but you know, it just doesn't make me feel comfortable that I'm going to be living in a country where there are laws about kids buying fizzy drinks. I mean, leave us alone. Nanny state claptrap, if you ask me.
You know, the problem with Labour is they've become so used to imposing measures, to interfering in the role of families and parental responsibility, of thinking that the public are stupid and ignorant and need to be constantly nudged and prodded, just like some of the technocratic government has been as it happens. And if they were so concerned about children, why did they go along with shutting down schools and promote and champion them more? Ultra damaging to many of our young people. We have got questions around, you know, lots of sugar and caffeine, but that's a question that is up to parents and all of us to decide. And I think that the idea of constantly trying to regulate and impose things without having a proper discussion and win people over to things is a real problem.
Yeah, I mean, what next? They're going to ban confectionery? No more chocolate for kids? You know, these are not products that are great for kids for their obesity or their teeth, but, you know, generations of me and you included, you know, kids like sweets. We don't want to live in a country where you start banning them from having them. These fizzy drinks aren't great for them, but come on, we don't need a law.
Well, the other thing is, like to your previous segment, you know, we have a really contradictory relationship to children. On the one hand, we mollycoddle them, helicopter parent, we're constantly saying they need to be protected, not allowed to take responsibility for certain things. And then what we do is we need to measures at the same time, as though they're and also as though they're parents of children, that their parents have to have these things that are done to them. Now, you know, the idea as well is having teachers doing teeth cleaning. This is something for parents to do in the private sphere. They constantly want to get involved in the family and stop that. And I think that we have grave concerns. We do have to have a conversation about what becoming an adult means, about what childhood's about, and a range of things like that, about physical activity, about pushing and encouraging young people to take responsibility and striving. But that's about leading by example, not about impositions and legalities.
Absolutely. And this is an example of what you can look forward to with a Labour government. Labour believe in big government, you know, sticking their nose into every aspect of your life, you know, checking whether or not you're a good enough parent. Well, you're obviously a lousy parent because your kid's drinking iron brew. Therefore, we're going to pass a law to ban iron brew. As you say, Alan, these are decisions that should be left to parents. And now and again, why can't a kid have an energy drink? We don't need Labour politicians banning everything left, right and centre because they just love loads and loads of laws. That's Labour for you.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that we have a moral discussion and a political discussion about the idea of the private sphere, that it's ours, it's not to be interfered with, and let politicians deal with the public sphere and get on with some building infrastructure, with encouraging entrepreneurial investment, with backing some major projects to make the UK a real powerhouse again, and get out of the way of our personal decision making in families and lifestyles.